Welcome to Ignite Success, where we talk about people, places, and projects that fire up our city. I'm your host, Suzie Becker, and I'm here with John Laurence of Empowerment Media. Hi, John.
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you so much for being on. I'm well, and how are you?
You know what? Always excited to talk about empowering people. That's what we're all about.
I love it. So Empowerment Media has a history of being involved in how to shape the minds of youth.
We have had a definite emphasis. We've been around for about 20 years. We've done reality shows for teenagers that have been seen around the world. We've done family movies on NBC and Fox. We've done educational documentaries. And our latest project is primarily to do it exactly what you just said. It's called the Two at a Time Project, and we are reaching out and trying to help this new generation, especially Gen Z and younger, understand the value of widening their perspective and putting down their phones and doing this, having face-to-face conversations, especially with people that are very different than them, maybe a different race or a different experience or a background or even different opinions. Just the learning to have the comfort, get past fight or flight that a lot of young people have, and just having a face-to-face conversation, and learn the skills to do it. So we've done that through a video curriculum.
I love that. I find that everything you're saying is so visceral because the way we get to engage and become global citizens is by storytelling each other's stories, right? My informed background is what's going to navigate my view of the world, and I would love to hear yours so that I could be more compassionate, more empathetic. But when we're getting all of our information from a algorithm that's designed to capture an audience without thinking about who that person is, I think what you're hitting the nail on the head on is that the new generation is being born into this cycle, so you're attacking it before it goes any further.
No, that's exactly right. The research is actually, Suzie, amazing. It has been proven that as young people spend more time on their phones and in social media, there's an inverse relationship with their relational skills. Their relational skills actually go down, right? So now they're spending less and less time. Young people today, amazing fact from the Surgeon General in a report he did last year, young people 15 to 24 today spend 70% less time with human beings than the same generation did 20 years ago. So they're spending their time on this, their relational skills are going down, and that has a direct correlation with success and also a direct correlation with the bad, which is mental health issues, which are huge these days.
Correct. There's another correlation between technological use, time spent on the phone, and anxiety and depression increasing in the youth and their mental health challenges. And then they're looking for ways to kind of crowdsource how to overcome these obstacles, and is that really the safest way to navigate, which would be a face-to-face interaction? So back to Two at a Time.
Yeah.
Where did this pilot, how did you get involved with an initiative that was willing to try this program?
Well, we just came up with the idea of it and decided that this was a huge, it's a huge void in the lives of young people. They for one, they have this fear of even doing it.
FOMO, they're going to miss out for a second even.
But I mean, but they don't even want to have these. They'll choose talking to somebody in the same room on their phone as opposed to just having a conversation. So, you know, the idea of getting them to do it, first you have to get them over the fear. Well, first you got to give them self-efficacy to actually believe they can do it. So we teach them through, it's a 6-part video series that we've introduced through the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida as a pilot. And it's 6 parts. It's built on, of course, we always do everything related to media. So there's a video series that looks like a reality show. That's the hook.
Oh, I love that.
Get them interested, get them into to want to watch. Got a bunch of young adults that we feature, in the videos. But that it's coupled with a curriculum that's built from a coaching perspective. And you know what's interesting, we've got 5 major tenets that we call our Two at a Time toolkit. This is not rocket science. We all learned this at some point in our life to be successful. You learn, and you brought up several of them. You learn how to ask open-ended questions. The key to your story is me asking you an open-ended question, right? And then Listening, active listening.
Active listening.
Appreciating who you are. We may be completely different, but I can still appreciate you. I can find common ground with you, and ultimately I can build empathy for you. But these things are not being taught to young people. They don't understand these things. And so if you don't have the skills to do that, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to go into fight or flight when somebody says, "Hey, come talk to so-and-so," or go talk to your boss, or whatever it is. And so these skills come out in our video series, and through activities, through the video, and in the end, they come to a brand new level of comfort with communicating. This has gone over so well in the last year and a half at the Boys and Girls Clubs here in Jacksonville. They have made it mandatory. If you're a teenager at a Boys and Girls Club, you have to take this in middle school and in high school.
Oh wow! I wish they would start in elementary school.
Well, that's what we're doing. Nice
so that
little
you
segue.
Can preempt by the time they're already struggling with how to lack the maturity to deal with what's coming at them fast and furious.
That's right, and that's exactly where we've gone. We've introduced this obviously as a teen program. It's now expanding beyond the Boys and Girls Clubs here in Jacksonville and ultimately nationwide. But the other thing that we've heard from educators is we need this earlier. Sometimes by middle school or high school, it can be too late. So we are in the process of right now developing an elementary version. 2 of them actually, kindergarten through 2nd grade and 3rd to 5th grade. These are elements, these tenets of our 2 at a time toolkit. These are things that people can
These are
begin
core
to
values.
They're core values that used to be. I have a gentleman on our board of directors, Bruce Kern, who told me, "I learned these 50 years ago when I went to work for Procter & Gamble. This is the secret to success. This is how you become successful."
We just needed to remind people.
And so we're out and about and just working hard at trying to find like-minded people who see the problem, which everybody I've ever spoken with, it's 100%. Everybody says, "Oh boy, yeah, that's a problem." They understand the problem, and the great news is we have a solution.
I love that. Thank you so much, John, for sharing your good work, and I wish you much success and look forward to partnering with you in the future.
Sounds good. Thank you, Suzie.
If you want to find out more about John, Empowerment Media, or 2 at a Time, you can watch us at Daily News Network. I'm your host, Suzie Becker. Stay inspired and inspiring.